Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Midnight Ride. Not this Midnight Ride. No. This Midnight Ride. How is everybody doing out there? All righty. Let me get to the comments here. I see some more people have come in. So, all righty. So, yeah, hey, I scheduled it right because, yes, we did run a little over on the city council meeting. And I am so perturbed at two council members. They're getting paid, but they're not showing up for the council meetings. We had to basically, we went ahead and I videoed it. We went ahead and covered the informational, but they couldn't vote on anything because they have to have a quorum, which means a majority, which means they have to have 3 council members there. Well, they had 2 because the other 2 were AWOL. And so I was talking with the mayor afterwards, and I told him, I think the other one here, I think she's missed in the last 12 months, has missed 5 meetings, 4 or 5 meetings. And he goes, oh, I'll Robin go dig. I go, hey, I can let you know tonight. After my live stream tonight, I'll go in, I'll just open up the videos for each of the last 12 months. If she's not there, I'll let them know. She wasn't there at the beginning of the meeting. And then I'll go to the middle, just click at the beginning. Okay, skip to the middle. If she's there or not, say she wasn't there by the middle, and pass that on to him. Oh, man. All righty. So let's see who else here. All right. Susan Glay was here a long time ago. She said hopefully she'll be back later, and I've seen her. Walt Rogers checked in quite a couple hours ago, and he said he'll be back. Chef Tech was had 10:30 question mark. Yeah, he's next. And then the Mother Garden Club's here. Aiden here. Phelan Klein Wolf is checking in. Sue Me's here. Oh, hang on. Sue Me is under tornado watch, people. So you want to keep her in your prayers. Let's see. Shadow Scout Sweet is here. Oh, he makes it in, and then a Scoutmaster comes in his office to complain about something, so he can't. He's going to be lurking. Ryan the Gamer's here. And, all right, we're caught up on the people here. Okay, so let's head over to California. Let me get this out of the way over here. Actually, I need to go ahead and take care of that. All right, get that out of the way, and bring up the news for the night. Some of these, I just may cover the headline. Let your imagination run wild. All right, first one. This came out on the 7th, so last Saturday. These 19 California cities are among the hottest housing markets in the United States. They're part of the housing markets hottest housing markets because people are trying to get out of the state, so they're having to cut their profits by lowering the prices down, and people will pay an arm and a leg and their firstborn to get a place. Did I say hi to Chipper? Chipper 66 is in here. And Galen Strain just came in. All right, so I'm not even going to look at those 19 cities because I know, I think I looked at it before, and I know they're in. Example for the San Francisco Bay Area, you're looking at like over in San Ramon, Pleasanton, where it's still an hour and a half drive in traffic at least to get into San Francisco. All right. This is an interesting one. This came from the Epic Times. Judge rejects request from families of trans children. And basically, let's see, go in here. Does it say on the, no, I got to go into it. There's some, read more. I can't remember which state it is here. North Dakota judge has declined the request to halt the enforcement of the state's ban on new gender transition procedures for minors. In other words, they're saying that doctors, you can't operate on a kid because he thinks he's supposed to be the opposite sex, or she's supposed to think she's the opposite sex. And, they can't do any operations along that line until the person's a legal age. And there have been several cases where the kid, oh yeah, I didn't do it, cut it off, and then later on they go like, holy crap, I was being brainwashed by the school. So yeah, so the judge says, no, the ban is enforced. You cannot do surgeries until they're of legal age. All right, next one here. All right, the era of fast food mesh-ups gets 16 times cheesier. And so I'm going to show this. Yeah. So Taco Bell has gotten with cheese that has this giant cheese that they're using to make basically like an open face. It has other stuff on than what they saw on the Mexican pizza, but yeah, it's just like, because hey, they're trying to get people to come in because the price has gone through the roof on stuff. J-Dub's in here. Hey, and CB at Heel Homestead is in here too. All right, so that's this is some stupid stuff going on in California. The next one, California has the nation's most Fortune 500 companies for the first time in a decade. So a lot of them moved out, and others have been vying for positions, and they just got the most again of any state. Not the most, not 50%, not 51% of them, but the most for any state. All right, next one here. This is going to be a live stream topic later on because this just got absolutely nuts here. And that is coming up tomorrow night. In fact, tomorrow night is the PFAS forever chemicals are widely found in California water and across the nation too. So actually, I'm going to bring up the see if it'll show me the get the map here up here. This map is just where is it? Let's see, get the map, interactive map. Okay, here we go. You ready for this? You're ready to have your mind blown. Let me shrink this down a little bit. There we go. Okay. So the light blue is drinking water above proposed limit. The dark blue is drinking water below the proposed limit. The purple is military sites, and the orange is unknown sites. There's a couple unknown sites back east. But you look at all the ones here that are in light blue, just nailing it. And this is where they're finding drinking water above the proposed limits. Now, does that mean they've tested every place? No. Let me zoom in here on California. Move it up here. Okay, so Richmond has its own water system. And it's not showing Martinez. Come on, where's Martinez? Show Martinez. Martinez, there we go. Martinez has its own water system, hasn't been tested. Concord has their own water system, hasn't been tested. Pleasant Hill, Walnut Creek, Clayton, Lafayette, Orinda, none of these have been tested. But what are these others? Well, the purple one there is the Port Chicago, the Naval Weapons Station there. Concord Naval Weapons Station is on both sides of the freeway. This one here, let's see if it'll give it to me here. I may have to back out to a point to get to it. Interactive map is not necessarily interactive. Both of these are refineries. Okay, refineries. This is and the one had 60 people. The other one had 120 people that had using the water fountains at the refineries. One used to be Shell. The other one used to be Phillips 66. But I noticed whole bunch of cities around here, a lot of cities aren't even tested. So let's look at another state here. Someone tell me a state. I know, Kaylin said, let me go to Iowa. Iowa. Let's go in here. Okay, Fort Dodge isn't that Cedar Rapids isn't tested. It's probably smaller city. You know, a lot of other towns and stuff have their own water systems. They're not being tested. And that was probably the mayor. Hang on. Let me. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's checking back in with me. Got something else to talk to you guys too about going on here. So this is we're going to go into this a lot more tomorrow night, but I thought I'd just share this here with you guys now. As far as hey shenanigans. Yeah. So I mean, you know, all that blue you saw on that map, that's like maybe 5% of the water things have been tested. Hey, Tammy, how's it going? All right, so let me go ahead and close that one and close that one. We're going to talk about that a lot more tomorrow, about the water. So let's go back over here to the, all right. Oh, this is so unexpected. I can't believe this. This is so unexpected. Store closures surge in California. And they have a new list of retailers shutting their doors. And some of these retailers aren't just in California. So let me pop this open and we'll look at that. There are some of them that are, okay, where is the new list? Okay, RUE 21 will close all of its 543 stores across the nation as far as Chapter 11. That includes 19 of the casual men and women's apparel chain in California. Okay, according to, I'm just to make sure I get this right, so I'll bring this up here. According to CoreSite, here are the retailers' closures so far in 2024 of companies that operate in California. Now, these are not all these stores are not all in California, just of those that operate in California. 620. All of theirs, 371. CV, yeah, these are all the different ones here that are closing down. And some of these are across the nation. They have a store in California shutting that down too. Yeah, so yeah, TJ Maxx, you know, stuff, Macy's stores. Yeah, you know, there's a lot going on there. Gee, thank you, Captain Crazy. You're really building back better. All right, let me close. Okay, so you can just, you know, do that. Okay. This story is part of the BS narrative. Okay, they're not taking a lot of things into account in the story. They're going with their narrative of something or other footprint that is changing. Yeah, like I hope you guys picked up on that thing because I don't want to get a thing on it, and they would. But here we're going to talk about what this is. So, Senator Bill Dodd of Democrat from Napa, California, has put forth 3 wildfire safety bills out, and froze there for a second. I'm not sure. No, this is California legislature. So if once it passes in California, then Oregon and Washington are going to follow suit, And then New York State's going to follow suit, and some other ones. And so it says, as a result of change, California faces destructive and frequent wildfires. No, they suffer frequent and destructive wildfires because California has a stupid policy of not doing controlled burns, not allowing companies to clear the right of way anymore, not allowing companies to hire goats out to do it because they want to tax the goats an arm and a leg and the first kid. And Glenn's here. Hey, howdy, garden. And yeah. And it's just, and then all these bills are making individual families and stuff shoulder the expense of doing defensible space on around their property and stuff as well. It's just, I'm looking at reading this, is utterly stupid. Yeah. That requires the state to appoint a cultural burn liaison to better manage fuels reduction. Cultural liaison? Call them what that's not a cultural liaison. That's a burn native habitat burn person. Anyways, yeah, so that's another stupid thing going on there in California that's going to spread elsewhere. Now, this next one I think is funny. I applaud it. Thumbs up all the way. Ballot measure put on by referendum would put California thieves, drug users in jail. Basically, several years back, the senators and stuff and the legislature in California passed a stupid ass law. Proposition 47, which reclassified certain felonies as misdemeanors. So they would use, and once they're classified as misdemeanors, they would, we're just going to set you this time. So it's just a misdemeanor. And one of the things they did is the 2014 law, Proposition 47, made theft and other property crimes under $950, as well as the personal use of illegal drugs, misdemeanors. Whereas before, any theft, the last time I checked, and they were still raising it prior to 2014, any theft over it was any theft over $500 was a misdemeanor, and then they had the upper one of $2,500 was a mandatory sentence, but they got rid of the mandatory sentence too. So and also they there's his ordinance, the stuff that they passed, and they tacked on stuff onto Proposition 47. The citizens of California have band together, got the signatures. It's on the ballot for November 5th to basically gut the Proposition 47, which was put forth by the state legislatures, to get more people to vote for them. And so it's going to start putting these people back in jail and putting teeth back in. And also one of the things it's going to do is not give the DAs the option of, we're not going to file on them just because we've got too many people in jail. If they have the evidence, they got to file. If they don't, then they get charged. Oh, okay. Sue the Dean's here. Mad Chick Acres is in the house. All right, so we got go over here. That's a sick one. That's all right. Just Bay Area therapist accused of sexually assaulting underage patient. Take the guy out, chop it off, and leave him and put him in stocks. This next one is we're not going to dig into it. I looked at it a little bit, but California counties with the most affordable home. New data. The data is skewed, severely skewed. Find the one thing here real quick here. And so basically, a home is generally considered affordable if payments on a 30-year fixed mortgage rate don't exceed 30% of the pre-tax income. Okay, then it's considered affordable. When you have little dinky homes going for $2 million plus, and the areas that they were saying are affordable aren't. All right, and then they put it up on another one, but they screwed up on the article and they left a paragraph in. It said only Lassen County, which neighbors Shasta in Northern California, is considered an affordable place to live for Californians earning the medium income. Outside of California, 1,321 counties in the U.S. are affordable. Most are in Illinois, Texas, Louisiana, and other Midwestern states. And hide that. And they got an interactive map here. And if you click on the thing to go to the map, you can actually change the amount here. The slide bar, it won't work on this because it's just a picture of it, but you can go into the and you slide it, and when you get over, you get upwards over $350,000 income for a lot of to get anything decent in most of these states here, and up over here to turn them yellow as well. So yeah, thank you again, Captain Crazy. The on a side note on this is 2 years ago I was looking at getting fruit trees. The fruit trees I was looking at were the same size ones I got this year. Back then they ranged from $65 to $120 for the trees. $120 was for the big pot. Okay, I only got one of those this year. That tree went up 105%. Most of the other trees went up 110 to 115%. So basically, they more than doubled from 2 years ago. Yeah. Hey, Daniel Barry, how's it going? All right. This is going to affect everybody, but this is a report from California because this is where it occurred. All right, the spotted lanternfly, which can kill great plants and a bunch of other plants, was headed for wine country on a truck, and they stopped it at the Donner inspection station. They're on 80. They found, I think, 11 egg mass things of it on the truck. Yeah, found 11 egg masses hidden in a shipment from New York. And New York is one of the 18 states where the insect is a problem. The truck was turned around, sent back into Nevada, where an additional 30 egg masses were found. The truck and the art installation it was carrying were power washed with special soap stuff that kills the eggs and stuff. Removing all the egg masses, the truck was re-inspected and then allowed to enter California. There are 18 states that have problems with the spotted lanternfly. And here's a picture of that bad boy. And yeah, this is the froze. This is the first time that the eggs have been spotted in California. And they spotted it as it was coming in because the truck was from New York, so they did an extra thorough inspection on it. And the truck was heading to Sonoma County, which is California's biggest wine producing county. Okay, the pest is native to Asia, was first found in the U.S. in 2014. So, yeah. And you can look up for more information about which states have it and which states don't. But, yeah, that's a problem. And it's spreading. It is spreading. All right, let me go back here for the final one. Here's a shocker one. Another shocker one from California due to the $25 an hour fast food employee new minimum wage. In-N-Out burger prices spike after the California wage increase. Oh, sorry, up to $20 minimum hour, not 25. Sorry, $20 minimum wage for fast food workers. So a double with fries and a drink is $13.63 at the only San Francisco In-N-Out location at Fisherman's Wharf. The same combo meal is $11.52 in Daly City and just under $12 in Alameda. But yeah, and they'd already raised the prices 25 cents back in April when they knew it was coming. So In-N-Out has been big meals, low price for a long time, and they're getting hammered now. And so they're in Pennsylvania. Those are the lantern flies. Just checking back here. All right. And Zuladine's family leaving tomorrow for Florida. Granddaughter's volleyball tournament. Tournament. Getting on a cruise ship for the Virgin Islands. Yeah, a little worried about the weather. Yeah. So fast food in California is rising faster than they expected, and even the one of the ones that were saying they weren't going to try to raise any more than the 25 cents they did back in April had to jack it up a bunch more. Thank you, Lord Gavan Nuisance. And that's the news. All right, let me go ahead and throw this down here. So, super chat. What? Okay, I'm just seeing what was going on there. All right, and Mark's coming up here. I'm just checking to see.
Hello, everybody.
Hey. So we got YouTube police in here. Can you name the other rider from that ride? Actually, there were several other riders. One was a female, a 14-year-old girl. And she didn't nearly get, a couple of riders got caught. She didn't. They go, oh, it's a girl. Let her go.
It's because Biden wasn't there to sniff her. Okay, sorry I said that.
Oh, Well, I found out today, and my daughter and her husband found out last night, 3 o'clock this morning. There is a baby, not a big, a teenager, what do you want to call it, adolescent-sized cougar, and they caught it climbing the fence to get into the chicken run last night, and it got a chicken. And they heard the commotion going on out there. They went charging out there with rifles in hand and scared it off. It dropped the chicken. Chicken lived, and it took off one direction, which is basically south by southwest.
It'll be back.
Yeah, and so so. They went and got motion sensor lights to put up there with big, bright LED floodlights. So,
nice.
So hopefully that'll scare the crap out of it and it'll leave. And
it'll light it up enough so they can sight in on it from the house.
Well, yeah. Well, they don't want to sight in on it from the house. They want to step out the door to be within the law.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean.
But yeah, so I may wind up parking my truck over there, and sleeping in my truck. When the light comes on, it'll be.
Just make sure the keys aren't in the ignition.
Oh no, they'll be in my pocket. But yeah, a big hawk did swoop down a couple days ago and snagged one of these small little Rhode Island Reds as well. But that was during the daytime. And of course,
so you literally had a cougar climbing a fence.
Basically, it's a dog kennel run. The 8-foot tall sides and the 10-foot panels, and it was climbing it and went over and had and caught a hen, and by that time they were out there and they started screaming and yelling at it as they ran up on it. It dropped the hen, climbed up the other side, and of course he didn't want to take a shot at it that direction because houses are right over there. If it had gone up one of the other sides, he could ask the open field for the growing the silage. He might have taken a shot at that. I told him, shotgun.
I was actually making a joke there. Was she dressed?
You best hope the staff sergeant doesn't watch this.
Just follow her back to her house. You'll be able to. You can call her out on it. Hey, cougar, stop climbing the fence and stealing my chickens.
Oh, that okay. Belt loops here. Woo! So yeah. Oh man, what a friggin'! All right. So earlier today, what time was that? I'm thinking around about 4 o'clock. In the shade on the patio, had 3 thermometers out there. All 3 of them were reading about 95 to 97.
Holy crap!
In the shade. That has been in the shade all day long. Yeah. So yeah, we're having and today's weather was supposed to be hang on, is it on this one here? Thursday, the high today was supposed to be 87. So it was almost 10 degrees higher in the shade.
It was like 83 out here today, and a little warmer tomorrow, a little warmer on the weekend.
Oh, I don't have it in here. I went and bought found one boonie hat that was my oldest son's when he was in Cub Scouts. It fits the youngest boy, the two youngest boys, fits them. So I ordered two more hats, boonie hats, for them to wear. And especially since the two youngest ones went and got their mother to shave their head with it. So basically the hair that was left made a shape of an avatar arrow from Aang, the last Avatar, Airbender, And they keep telling her, when are you going to get the blue dye so you can dye our hair blue? That way it'll be like the blue Avatar arrow. And of course, on the sides here, one day they were out there, they were starting to get sunburnt. So I went and ordered the hats. And so it was hotter today, a lot hotter than it was a couple days ago. But I did plant today 15 nasturtiums plants in the front planter. Problem is the way that the sun is. The sun comes up in the morning and on to the north of us, and the sun shines in onto the patio about that far. And by 10 o'clock, it's off the patio. Then around about noon to 1 o'clock, it's gone far enough south because it orbits like the sun goes through like this, not straight across. It goes. The front planter, which was totally 6 foot wide front planter, was totally in the shade in the morning. And in the late afternoon, like about 6 o'clock, it's totally in the shade. Gets direct sunlight. Well, I was out there this morning. I was planting the nasturtiums. So I go back out there. I watered them and stuff. Go back out there. I better get them in the check. I had to water them some more because they were in direct sunlight. It's like, dang. Next week's supposed to get that hot in the Northeast. They're predicting a heat wave. Yeah, unusual, exactly. So, it's going to be hot here. Now, for those that still are not following suspicious observers, Kaylin can comment on it because I know she saw the videos on it and stuff. So see if I can do this right. So you got the sunspot cycle goes up and it goes down. Well, if I get my hand in the right position here, I'm trying to do it here. There we go. Okay, so as the sunspot goes up and down, the other arm here going up and down afterwards, following behind it a couple of years. I forget what it is, Kaylin, that Ben was saying. Basically it's like not proton storms. It's some of the radiation storms and stuff and everything else. Basically, when that hits its peak a couple of years after sunspot maximum, that's the storm maximum. It's a couple of years behind sunspot maximum in coming up and going down. And he's saying it's, if it's already this hot now and we're getting this sort of problems now, and in 4 years or so, it's going to be worse. Because then that's going to be hitting its peak, even though the sunspots have already started dropping off. I used to do that belt loop. I used to work those, 60, 70, 80 hour a week things, especially when we were working 12-hour shifts, 6 days a week. Always tick the wife off, being the accountant she is. She tries plotting out so we don't owe income tax. And all of a sudden, I just pushed us up into the next income tax bracket. And then so yeah, she'd make changes to hers, and then I'd have to make changes to mine. And I thought, all right, we need to change our take out more federal, because it pushed us up into the next income tax bracket. Yeah, I would love to find one of the caves around here that is for sale and hasn't been designated a historic landmark because it's a cave. Because people used to keep their horses in it during the summertime, and in the winter, the high heat of the summer and the cold of the winter used to keep them in the caves and stuff to keep them from succumbing to the elements. But yeah, it's anyways, yeah. So this came in late. Yeah, the city council meeting tonight was canceled because two of the city council members decided not to show up. Oh, my son has a football game. I gotta go, or a softball game, or I gotta go to it. And of course, it's the other one. The other one was the one, the old guy, that
trying to get him to quit.
The attorney. The attorney was talking to the mayor, and it's 3 times in a year. Well, it's only been 6 months. I go, is it a year, or is it the last 12 months? He goes, it's the last 12 months. Okay, so he has 6 times he hasn't been here, or 7 times.
So can you say bye-bye?
That's what they're looking at to verify on him, and not only him. One of the other ladies on it was the one that had softball or soccer or whatever tonight. She's missed a couple this year. Curtis thought, I think she's may have missed 3 this year, half of them this year. I know she last year she missed several in the last 12 months. So that's why I'm gonna be going back to my videos that I've been recording and posting here on Facebook and counting. All right. She missed that one. She was late to this one. And, let the mayor know, and then he can pull the trigger on it.
Yeah, but will he?
The other 2 are getting ticked. And so are other people, in the audience that are saying, hey, we need to take care of this. We're paying these people for not being here. BS, and he goes, yeah, you're right, it's BS. If they don't show up, we ought to not pay them for it. But you can't do that, So, yeah, they're going to start. As soon as after this is over, I got to go back and review the videos, and if she in the last 12 months has been out 5 times, like I think it's 5 times in the last 12 months, they're going to let her know, hey, we'll be there. It's, it doesn't matter. It's still 12 times. I mean, still 5 times that you've been gone. Even it's a rolling time. It's not this year. It's the last 12 months. Sort of like our watch hours here on Amazon. On YouTube. It rolls with you.
Oh, well, nobody told me that. I thought it was the calendar year. Yeah, well, you signed off on it. Bye.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So we had some other fun stuff found out tonight. We thought the big problem was for the next 2 years was going to be the water system. Well, the sewer system reared its ugly head.
Huh.
They have when our ponds get too full, we have to pump water to Firth because they just put in a brand new treatment plant and pay through the yin yang to do that. Otherwise, we're in violation of state law. Turns out the pumping system, basically what it does, it collector, it pumps it up, and so it can downflow to Firth. Well, one of the pumps hasn't been running for a while. You figure they track the run times. Usually they run about, like when they do pump, they pump for about 15 minutes and it turns off. It whoosh, pumps that water. And there's two pumps in there and they go on. It's supposed to go on at the same time. Well, the hour count on it was like 20 hours behind the other one. So that is basically 80 times of cycling it was behind. And they usually would only come on maybe once or twice a week.
Man, that's shitty.
Yeah. Oh, what's the worst is when they had to clean it out. He had pictures there, and there was, it looked like this big white rock in there. No, it wasn't a white rock.
It's a freeze-dried turd.
No, it was fat.
Oh, yum.
Congealed fat from cooking oils and meat fats and stuff like that got flushed. They put that, run down the garbage disposal and stuff. And in the pump out thing, it swirls, and then one of the guys from the region was there. It was saying, yeah, he goes, you get the fat molecules and these other molecules and these things, and they all go, and they start bonding together, and it just starts building. And he goes, if you have a clean pump, it can usually handle it. But when you start getting all these plastic applicators, feminine applicators going in there, and it causes problems too. And then the stuff starts collecting to that. And you get several of those. And when they cleaned it out, they had a photo there. It looked like someone dumped a box of white bullets down into the basin thing where the pump thing was. But this is a trying to remember the right name. I think it's Flyer is the name of the pump. Heavy duty construction grade pumps. It costs $10,000 to rebuild one. It costs $20,000 to buy a new one. Fortunately, somebody had another one rebuilt and was sitting back on the shelves in there, and he just happened to find it, and it's like, whoa, great. They had one of the guys from the state that came down because it was a failure on the system. He's the mayor of the town, the other side of Idaho Falls, Icon. He goes, hang on a second. He called his city's maintenance guy, says, hey, come down here. So the city of Icon, the mayor, who's also was the state inspector, sent the guy down there, and they all got in together and changed it. Our guy, his guy, and the mayor worked together, and they changed it out quick because they had it. And he goes, yeah, you got to ship this off over to Boise and get them to rebuild it. So as soon as that one's rebuilt, he's going to pull the other one because it ain't doing too good either. So we'll have two new ones in there and to get the other one rebuilt and put it on the shelf. Fortunately, our sewer budget is sitting pretty good because we had leftover money from a state grant when they redid the sewer system. So, but our water problem here is still, it has nothing to do with the state. It has to do with maintenance, which they've been kicking down the road for 2009. And then one of the guys that are contractors that come in to help us maintain our water system, legality and stuff. What was the thing? It was there talking about the grants and stuff to get things done on the system, and you have to have an updated water plan survey, blah 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 blah, which is supposed to be done every 5 years. Remember that number? 5 years. And he goes, well, when was the last day they started talking? Him and another one there. When was the last time then they were talking to? And the one guy pulls out his phone, and starts going through it, starts digging and scratching and digging and scratching. He goes, 2099. Not 2000, I mean, sorry, 1999. Before 2000 was the last one done. We should be on having it done for the 5th time. Fortunately,
it's fine. It's working. It's fine.
Fortunately, it hadn't gone to 30 years. At 30 years, it is a major act of God to get back into the system, to get stuff done. As it is, they just got to do certified notarized letters and stuff, and all this other stuff. Explain what's going on to get stuff back in and get the ball rolling to get the plan updated and survey updated and everything else on it. Guys, get involved with your local city or county. See how if any of the stuff's being kicked down the road in your location that should be being dealt with. So, yeah. But yeah, it's interesting stuff here. Oh, and they have people. They've had a leaf and grass clipping and stuff, organic drop off pile. So someone dropped off a whole bunch of fence sections, and there was a bookcase tossed off in there and some other stuff. And the one place we were dumping on it is the middle of the road. But the road dead ends at the irrigation ditch, the big irrigation ditch. They're supposed to be putting a bridge going in there. And all the maps say there's supposed to be a bridge there. Well, the bridge was never built once the maps were updated 30 years ago. And so finally he dug up some dirt, piled it across the road, put chain up, put signs up, no dumping. And now they got to go around to an actual lot on the other side. So they got to go a couple blocks around to get around to it, to the other side, to be dumping stuff. And they're putting a thing out they're going to put the word out in the newsletter and on Facebook and everything else saying, hey, no boards with nails being dumped off. This is for grass clippings, tree branches, leaf break up in the fall, and stuff like that. It is not for lumber, because they just put 4 new tires on the backhoe.
In a town that small, you should be able to figure out who did it.
Thing is, though, some of these idiots, well, they show a little intelligence by doing it at 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, who's missing a pile of fence posts in their yard all of a sudden?
Well, that's the thing is, people are replacing fences all the time. Some are taking care of it the right way, others are not.
Tell them you were able to lift fingerprints off the nails, and we'll be coming for you and see who cringes.
Yeah, well, the bookcase, it was a 4-foot wide bookcase, 6.5 feet tall. It's like, oh, we got fingerprints off of it.
No,
that might make them cringe.
Your truck, take it downtown and put a for sale sign on it, and see who says, "Oh my God, I just threw that out."
Yeah. Well, the thing is, though, no one would buy it because the backboard was knocked off, and some of the shelves are missing. But yeah, Brian, the new maintenance guy, took a lot of pictures of stuff this week or this last month. And Shadow's back with his second cup of coffee.
Second? Figure be third by now.
But also in one of the areas there, someone had dumped, got approval of some other mayor several years back, some big old huge stumps from some of the cottonwood trees and stuff, because the city used to do burns and stuff, and there's several big stumps out there that were dumped out there. I was talking with Chris. It's just the big, huge stumps. Well, if you don't mind, we got my 2.5 acre field out there. You guys can bring it over there, and I'll just run the rototiller around a couple times, put it out there, and burn them there. And we can, and then you can bring your skid steers over after it gone out, and there's still more to burn. We can use your tractor, my tractor, and push them around a little bit and light it up again. The good thing about that is we've been knocking off a lot of biochar off those big old stumps when they go out, and all that other nutrients and stuff that are going to be burnt and put down into the soil. So I might have a green patch out there after we're done burning a year later, especially if I go out there and I seed it.
That's what I'm going to find out from my county if I can do an ag burn and do all those pine trees I've been ripping down. I was waiting until it's like February or March when there's like 6 inches of snow on the ground. I'll have them piled up so I don't start a fire anywhere.
Yeah. And that's the other thing I got to do is so much stuff to do here. As soon as I get done getting all the weeds mowed down, I got the walk behind trimmer. I got to go up behind around all the trees. I finally got a ramp built up there so I can get up in there to take all those weeds out. We got to work on the dead pine tree across the street that somebody went and drilled a couple holes in it and put some sort of herbicide in there and killed the tree. Someone that worked for Rocky Mountain Power, because I kept them from taking down the tree that was still it would start to die off a little bit, and it would come back lush again. And the next winter it would die off a little bit and start to come back. And they were doing, oh, it's dying. And it does that every year and it comes back lush. And the guy got all pissy about it. I have a feeling he came back and killed it. But I didn't have any cameras out there on it. If I did, yeah, they would have been turned over to the sheriff's department. Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah, interesting thing is, for those that saw it, when the video was on the other channel, I believe, when I had the excavator out here, I was dug the big pit, dumped all the concrete from the old patio in it, and then I backfilled it with the sand and gravel and cobbles in there. I flooded it, took the garden hose out, turned it on, let it run all night, and big sections just started, as the stuff just settled down and went down into the bottom of it. Of course, I planned on doing it, so I overdug the hole, and I made it bigger than I needed to, and I scrounged up every piece of concrete I could find anywhere to put down in there. And so this week, the grandsons saw me loading up some of the black buckets I have, 3.5-gallon buckets of the big cobbles, and carried over and dumping it in. And they grabbed the bucket and they went over to the pile and they started pulling all these rocks out and stuff. It's like, yeah, don't. And I said, don't climb up. You got a lot of these big rocks down at the bottom. And so we got a bunch of that filled in. I flooded it again today, and a bunch more dropped. And it's settling down in nice, but its thing is, so I can spray water out there and it runs 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 for hours before there's any sign of water of that hole filling up. And shortly it's going to break away fully into the sand and it'll never fill up. So we'll see what happens there on that. But it's mainly is to keep the water from the melted snow from making a half my driveway on the one side there a little lake. I mean, an ice skating rink. So we're having fun here. Guys, there's a lot of stuff, little things you can do. And if you're going to get a bigger piece of property or something, do more research. We got over enthusiastic of 5 acres for a 4-bedroom house for $132,000. My wife says the property's worth that, and just, the counties tried to say that until they came out and inspected the house, and they cut our tax bill in half on the house across the street. But yeah, think about all things you want to do. Right now, putting in my orchard and stuff, it's like, oh man, I got a honeydew ask list for when the staff sergeant comes up. Several things to do to see if she get her approval on it, because we got way too much lawn on this side of the street. And the kids have a nice sized lawn on that side. When they're over here, they only use a little bit of the lawn, just a little bit. They don't even use most of it. And it's like garden. We can turn that into a garden. But yeah, it's fun here. More thunderstorms possible Saturday evening.
Yeah, I could use some out here. It rained so much for like the last month and a half, and now it's not going to rain for like 3 weeks.
Yeah. So here's what I got here. So I got mostly cloudy, low in the 47s, Saturday night, Sunday night, and then it's low in 39 on Monday night. But we got 30% chance of rain. It was when it first came into the schedule down here, it was on 15%, then 20, then 25%. Now it's 30%. So probably by Saturday night, Monday's going to be upwards of 40%. I wish it would rain. Just for those 2 days, because Tuesday's at 30% chance of rain now, but Tuesday night, Juneteenth. Wednesday, it's not Juneteenth, it's Wednesday, is sunny and at 67. Thursday is sunny with 75. So, anyways, that's my weather. But yeah, so I also got to talk to the wife to see about, hey, do we want to get sheep?
You're going to get sheep?
Sheep.
Yeah, you better learn how to shear.
Hey, Butch, how's it going? Actually, no, because there are some around you people that'll come in and do the shearing for you, and they'll take care of they'll shear it, weigh it right there for you, and then they'll give you a portion of what they can sell it for. And it's like, hey, we have meat and we got lawnmower. And if we keep them in what was the pig pen area during the winter time and just feed them from bales of hay, going to have a lot of fertilizer for the garden. Because it's sheep fertilizer, it's cold fertilizer.
What do you mean cold fertilizer?
All right, rabbit, deer, goat, and sheep is cold fertilizer.
Oh,
horse,
it doesn't.
Cow, horse and cow droppings are warm to hot. Pig is hot, and I just had a brain fart. What the one that is really hot? But yeah. So chicken manure is very hot. Chicken manure will sterilize ground if you put it on there too thick. Now we ain't going for mutton, we're going for lamb chops. Okay. Hang on. Let me think this. I gotta think this up right. I gotta look. I can't. I got the one name, but I can't remember the other one. Yes. Okay. Speaking of lamb chops, what was the TV character called Lamb Chop? See who can name that one.
I was literally just going to say that, but now I can't remember the name of the TV show and the woman.
Mm-hmm.
My kids would know.
Yeah, but Lamb Chop's the name of the puppet. Whoa. The character
Sharon
first
Lee.
appeared, Lamb Chop first appeared when the ventriloquist did a guest appearance on Captain Kangaroo in March 1956.
Wow. Sherry
Lewis. Yep, Sherry Lewis. Here it is. Sherry Lewis and Lamb Chop.
Oh, yeah. What was the name of the show?
She was on a bunch of different shows, but she was on guest appearances on Captain Kangaroo, Sesame Street. Let's look up Lamb Chop and see. Oh, the Sherry Lewis Show was one of the shows. Pork Chops Play Along.
Huh.
Emmy was an Emmy award winner for 5 consecutive years. Yeah. Guest appearances on Charlie Horse, Music Plaza, Golden Books Family Entertainment. Yeah. Oh, she sold the rights to Lamb Chop to Golden Books Family Entertainment. Yeah. So, anyways.
I don't think you want to eat that lamb chop. It's a little scrawny and furry.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, goats are too hyper. Lambs are more mellow. And if we can get if we get some lambs and stuff, then we can get across the street, put into alfalfa. Then I can get one of the local guys here in town that has a like a 30 or 40 horsepower tractor with one of the little balers behind it to go through and cut and rake and bale up some the alfalfa for the winter. It'll be good for us. Oh, the other one, Candace, the other one was Magic Window. Yes, that one I didn't see that listed here on it, or I may have skipped over it. Anyways, all right. So it's been an hour here. It's now 11:30 Eastern time. We're going to kind of wrap it up here. But before I do, so tomorrow on Camp Patton Family Compound, we're going to be talking about PFAS contamination in the water supply. I do have some good news on that, though. Was it Tuesday or Monday? I think it was Monday. Maybe it was Tuesday. Tuesday over on Cold War Prepper. Found out about a filter you can get that'll take those forever chemical plastic crap out of your water. So, and a bunch of other chemicals out too. That's tomorrow night on Camp Patton Family Compound. Saturday back here, we're doing a fear porn segment suggested by
the raccoon,
and they're coming for your food. Monday on Camp Patton Family Compound, we're going to be talking about different types of canners and different brands of canners. So we're going to go doing a lot. I'm going to be pulling all my canners out, putting them on a table behind us here, and then next Tuesday, for Tactical Tuesday, we're going to talk about, are you physically ready? And the older I get, the less ready I get. So that's what's coming up for the next week here. All right, everyone. Thank you for coming in and spending some time with me and listening to me rant and rave about our city. And get involved with your own local government, okay, guys and gals? Thank you, Mark, for coming up here.
Anytime.
And as always, everyone, stay happy, stay safe, keep adding to your preps and try growing more food. Yeah, I need to grow more food myself. The 5-year plan has turned into a 10-year plan, folks.
That's a lifetime plan.
Yeah. So it may suddenly get turned from 10-year back down to a 6-year plan if the wife decides she's going to pull chocks. Please.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. All right, everyone. See you around.
Hide my bacon. It's all right. CR's not here.
And let's